morning, Virgo. I just got done doing my paper route this morning. It's really taken a lot out of me, because I do that, and then I have a couple other side jobs, and then I have my sales too that I do. And so really I only have the energy to do one of these videos a day, which is why I've pretty much split it up to where I'm doing half the signs the first week and the other half the second week. But every week I am doing a twin flame reading, and I am doing an all signs reading. So if it's a week that you don't have your particular signs video, there is something else for you to watch. Excuse my hands, they're covered in newspaper ink. Once I got caught in a storm this morning, and it was hailing and thundering and lightning, and I'm soaked, and man, I'm just exhausted. But I said, you know what, I had these cards pulled this morning before I left, and I'm ready to go ahead and do this reading, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first card that I have is the Angel of the Ocean for healing. And what I'm getting with this card is, it looks like you've had a little bit of a tough past week or so since the last time I've done the video, because what I feel like is that you have experienced some conflict in your life, whether it be with and I think that the last time I did a reading, I had even said something about, maybe having problems at work, with coworkers, maybe with family. I know I've been having neighbor difficulties. It's crazy as hell. If you follow my Facebook page, it's been like crazy. And the link is at the top of my, the description of the channel at the top where I have all my links. But yeah, it's been crazy. But all of these things are bringing you closer to where you need to be at. And so what I am getting is that, my hands hurt. What I am getting is that all these things that have happened to show you something, to help you face different parts of yourself that you didn't know were there. There's a saying, and like I said, I question all sayings now, but this one I have found to be true. It resonates with me. That what you dislike in others is reflecting back on you, because it's usually something that you have that is like part of your shadow side. So do really look at the mirror that people are holding up for you right now, and take a long look at it. And lessons come in all kinds of ways. Like I said, I've had neighbor difficulties, and this taught me several lessons. I'm also feeling like maybe you've experienced some problems in your romance, with your romantic connection, possibly involving loyalty, and I'll get to that here in just a minute, because something did come up in the cards for that. To clarify, that Angel of the Ocean, that healing card, is the movement, the river, and go with the flow. Don't resist anything that's happening right now. And I have a different take on healing. A lot of times people will go to different healers, and they will pay all kinds of money for healing. To me, you are not broken. You are complete on your own. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken about you. It's just a matter of clearing your energy and changing your perspective and looking at things a different way. Even if things happen to you, like even let's say as a kid, that were not good, that you had no power over whatsoever. Understand, as souls, we sign up to have these experiences. We're in this big room in the fifth dimension with our soul family. We're like, hey, souls, what kind of experiences would we like to have when we incarnate in these new bodies that we're about to take on these new timelines? Oh, well, we want to experience child abuse, neglect, our spouse cheating on us, I know I have experienced a lot of pain with my grown kids, as far as them leaving the nest and not wanting to really keep in touch and stuff, and I just never thought it would be that way. So, but I realize this is something that I signed up for, and also it's for a reason. It's for a reason, and a lot of times I talk to a lot of my other friends who have grown kids and stuff, and they are always having to solve their grown kids' problems, and always having to give them money, always having to help them out with this, that, or whatever else. And I don't have those problems. So I had to tell myself, well, maybe I did a good job that they don't need me. So, it's always a way of looking at things differently, and so do go with the flow. This was interesting because the Four of Wands is the Twin Flame card. It's the 1111, because if you've been seeing 1111, then this is an activation code to wake you up to a twin flame journey. So what that means is you could possibly have met the other part of your soul in another human body. And it's kind of a difficult connection to navigate. It's really not difficult. We make it harder than what it is. But I do make a twin flame video, so I'm not going to go too much into that. So do check that out. But if you've been seeing 1111 a lot, or if if you are in a connection with somebody and it's been difficult and you don't understand it, more than likely you're in a twin flame connection. And this means your soul was ready to recognize itself. Because to clarify that card, and I looked this card up, usually I don't, but I looked it up and I want to read what it says to clarify that 1111 card, because it is such a synchronicity. It says, make sure I've got the right card. Yeah, 12. Divination. This is we got a glare. Look, this is the house of looking out for signs. Hold on. This could be being aware of the meaning behind the meanings of your dream. The ancient Romans would watch the movement of the birds and interpret the signs behind their behavior. This was known as the auspices. It is therefore the house of the spiritual messengers. This house warns to consider well before making decisions. Check that auspices are good and true. That clarifies the fact that you've been seeing signs. And I know I've been on a twin flame journey for 3 years. And what I do, and we live in different states, he and I do, and I see 434 all the time because this is area code. Like literally, I look at the clock, it'll be 434. I'll get a total at the store, it'll be 434. Just different syncs or signs, or seeing maybe the person's name everywhere. It's usually a real good indication that you're on a twin flame journey. So do check out my twin flame videos. And watch for any type of repeating signs, or, like I said, names or numbers. Knight of Wands activity. This is, as soon as I got this card, I also thought immediately about that spiritual activity. And I always picture it as my spirit guides running around here, changing numbers and just doing things to get my attention. But I actually, I have a new spiritual teacher, and she says that when you do see these signs, it is your own soul saying hi to you. I used to be like, oh, it's him, it's his higher self moving in and speaking to me, but it's your own soul. And really that's very magical if you think about it. If you think about the fact that your own soul, because none of us are our bodies. None of us. And once you realize that you are not your body, you are more than your body. This is just the physical form that you've taken on, and everybody else's too. You stop fearing death. You stop worrying about things that come up, things that happen. You realize that there's more going on behind the scenes than what meets the eye. Now, I realize in my videos, I seem to get more attention and more views when I do physical type videos, as far as your lover's going to return, or somebody's going to stab you in the back, so pull the knife out. People love that shit, man. They love it. But nobody really wants to hear the fact that your energy is responsible for everything that's happening, and nobody really wants to learn how they can work their own magic. To me, that's what I want to do. I want to know, how do I create the type of reality that I want. It's really hard for me to even do those type of videos anymore, and y'all know I struggled in the last one, but I was trying to give it to you because I'm not even really third dimensional anymore. I'm so high vibrational that it's really hard for me to be in those lower energies. Door to Spirit, to clarify that card. I can't make this up. So when you do meet your twin flame, it is the first step to ascension. This means, like I said, your soul is ready for it, and you're ready to start and all ascension is waking up to the soul that you are and realizing that you're more than your human body, that there's a reason that you're here. Have you ever wondered why you're here? Isn't there more to life than just working 9 to 5 or whatever job that you work, paying bills and, getting, hurt and being heartbroken and being down in the dumps? And there's more to that. If you really look at relationships being more fluid, like the river, and let people come and go, and stop trying to possess people and own them and have a title to them. Everything doesn't have to be explained. Everything doesn't need labeled or fit into a box, because when you do that, you limit it. There's so much more to the universe than what you get when you put a label on something. I'm in a couple of different spiritual groups. I left all my spiritual groups, by the way, but for some reason 2 snuck in. We're still kind of there. And one is this empath group, and I only know, it's something I joined a couple years ago. And for one thing, I really don't like labels anyway. And the reason why I don't like labels is because the soul, all of our souls are all connected, and we all form the universe. So if you hear me say soul or universe, it's the same thing. The universe or soul's energy, any of that, don't even have a spoken written language. So the fact that we even would label something like that, it just makes no sense. It's so self-limiting. Basically an empath is somebody who is more spiritually awakened and more sensitive to energy than others. That's all it is. So, I'm really going to have to leave those groups because there's so much nonsense that's passed around in those groups. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Prosperity, Ace of Pentacles. What I'm getting with this is a new beginning. And because to clarify this card, we have find Utopia in a straight line. True simplicity takes a lot of concentration. So the message that I'm getting with this prosperity is, and I'll come back to that card, I'll visit it again here in a minute, is this is a new beginning. This is, and the pentacles are all about that grounded, that earth energy in the physical form. So this is actually maybe you have a new job coming along, new opportunities, new financial opportunities, possibly somebody starting a business. But the message that I am getting, though, is to start very simply. Stop trying to overthink and overcomplicate everything. I know I'll see people a lot of times, like I have my own business. I've had my own business for 20 years. Literally. It's something I just started. I started from the ground up, and it's real ground level still. But it's all in how you see it. And a lot of times people, when they want to go and start businesses, they want to talk about it for a while. Oh, but I've got to do this first. I've got to do that first. Or, before I can move, I need to do this or relocate or start a job. And, they talk about it too much. Just do it. Just do it and stop overcomplicating it. Because, like I said, this card here says, true simplicity takes a lot of concentration. It's right in front of your face. Whatever it is that you've been wanting to do is just right there. Just reach out and grab it. And what I get with the straight line is almost that connecting the dots. It's almost some type of clarity where you're able to actually see where everything that you have been and everything that you've done so far has led you to where you are. You've been connecting the dots. And it's making sense to you now. Logic should come from the heart. Well, this is your intuition. Your intuition comes from your heart. People think that the intuition is in your head. You've got to think things through. You've got to really... I'm getting overthinking. Intuition is a feeling. It's how you feel about something. It's your gut instinct. So do drop down into your gut. And when you ask yourself something, how does that make you feel? Connect to your core. It's a vibrating core that's in your gut. That is your intuition. That is where your soul energy is. And learn how to tap into that. We have the Five of Swords, conflict. So this is that conflict that I was talking about. And I really feel like it's coming up because things are no longer resonating with you. Possibly the job that you're on, you feel like, it's just sucking the soul out of you, sucking the life out of you. You're like, you know what? I can't continue to do this anymore. The relationships that you're in, maybe they just seem really restrictive and you just feel like you're stuck and you're not growing. And these don't have to be romantic relationships. These can possibly friendships that you've had for years. I know last year I cut people out of my life that I had known for 30 years. I finally realized I had a moment of clarity and I thought, you know what? They have never been there for me. Never. It's time to just cut people out of my life. I mean, I don't have the energy for it. I need to save my energy for things that matter. That message came through too. Save your energy for things that matter. To clarify that, we have lion-hearted. How do you become lion-hearted? By standing on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down. You don't need anybody. When I said I cut those people out of my life last year, I was going through some heartache and pain. And I really felt like nobody was there for me, and they weren't. And I really did judge it. And Spirit let me know that the reason why I had to go through things alone, like I said, my family abandoned me, people I thought were friends abandoned me, was because I had to become lion-hearted. How else would I have become lion-hearted? I really did judge the situation too. And I really held, a lot of hard feelings towards people. And that's something that I've kind of been going through, releasing those. So I feel like this message is just as much for me as it is for you. But that is that whole go with the flow and that fluid relationships. And also stop trying to label and judge everything and put it in a box. Because sometimes things just are what they are. And our soul attracts different lessons for us to learn. Loyalty. This was that loyalty card I was talking about, that Knight of Pentacles, where I feel like somebody has been disloyal to you. And it's really hard when you experience disloyalty, especially since, if you're a loyal person like I am, I'm loyal to a T. I am loyal way past when I should be loyal, when I should have been walked away. And if I haven't learned anything else on this journey, I have learned to be loyal to myself, because nobody else is going to. Always put yourself first. And just get to the point where you really don't need anyone or anything, because you know what? That energy attracts everything. That is the perfect energy to be in, to attract the perfect partner, to attract an abundance in your life, finances. To clarify that card, we have the Sun. So that is going to be a positive outcome once you become loyal to you. And stop worrying about others. I know when we get hurt by others, it's embarrassing. It's just real embarrassing. And we're real worried about what other people think. But true power, And when I'm getting power from this card too, because we got the Lioness card and we got the Sun, and the Sun is power, solar power. True power comes from not giving a damn, not giving a shit whatsoever about what people think about you. Who cares? That is so liberating when you can be in that energy. It really is. I mean, that is like the most powerful you will ever be, when you can get to the point where other people's opinions do not matter. And that is when you can take off and really step into whatever role you're supposed to be in and not worry about it anymore, not overthink it, just do it. Like Nike, just do it. We have the Anchor card. And basically what I'm getting with this is to be real careful whatever's going on in your life right now that you don't like. Stop talking about it. Stop complaining about it. Do honor whatever your feelings come up, but stop talking about it, because when we keep talking about it, whatever we focus on grows. And so you have to starve those types of situations out, otherwise we anchor them into our existence. So do start starving out any shitty situations you have in your life right now. And I said don't judge them, but if it, if it's something you don't like, it's something you don't like. And it's all about contrast. How do we learn what we don't like? By experiencing it. This is all about cutting. To me, this is a defense card, being very defensive. And this goes along with that sword, that conflict. You don't have to fight all these battles. Some battles are better if you just walk away. Just walk away from it. Save your energy for what is important. That's what I was saying earlier. So just walk away. You don't have to fight everything. Everything is not a battle. Main male. I feel like this has to do with that loyalty card, and this could be that main female too. And I really feel like somebody has been cheated on or betrayed in some type of way, and you thought you were the main male, the main female, and you found out that you weren't. You found out whatever it was you had with this person was a lie. But be very careful, because a lot of times, I told you, we create by what we believe to be true. So I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, it's true. A lot of times we can think these situations into reality. We can worry about it. We can stress about it. Our fears from the past, from our past relationships can come up. Like, we've been cheated on before. We've been betrayed before. Why would this person be any different? And lo and behold, guess what we've aligned to? So really focus. The message that's coming up is really focus on what type of cycles you've been stuck in, and really clearing that victim mentality so these things stop showing up in your physical reality. And how do you do that? You forgive the past. Whoever's hurt you in the past, forgive them. Do cut cords with them. Walk away. I feel like, this is saying walk away too. Walk away from the past and stop aligning to those situations, and tell yourself you are worthy. You are worthy of being, the main male, the main female. And this is what you're going to get. All right, we have this postcard oracle card, and I read this at the end. I have not read it yet, because it's always interesting, when it kind of lines up with what I've been talking about. Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday moment-to-moment experience? Think you will find happiness out there someday. So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. Another sign had this card this week. I can't remember which one. And every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, lighting it into your heart so you can share it. You must know this: when the time comes, you'll be fully free in your joyful being, and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean you have lived. Really live. Jump into it all and love every moment. We all love you like crazy over here. Wow. That was beautiful. I think it might have been Pisces that had that card. But yes, do show gratitude and joy for everything in your life right now, and that will actually help you to attract more of it. I'm doing my personal readings differently now, and I'm going to actually set up a Skype account. But what I've been doing is more of like an interactive reading, and it's $40 for about 30 minutes. And I pull cards and you ask questions, and we just kind of interact for that 30 minutes on the phone. But like I said, I'm probably eventually going to be doing Skype. So if you're interested in that, and I can give you, plus I can get a sense of your energy too and give you a better reading. Or if you'd like to make an energy donation, I'll include the information in the description of the video for you to do that. Thank you for watching today.